As you are no doubt aware, a lot of people are taking their work home, and not in the working after hours sort of way. We're all working at home, a lot of us, and you know why. I can't say it. YouTube does a lot of weird things when we talk about the thing that we all know is the thing that everyone's talking about right now. And so I want you to be able to see this video because I think it'll be helpful to you. So we'll just shelf that part, and you know what I'm talking about, and I know what I'm talking about. You're probably working at home, and you're probably watching this video at home. And so we've had to do the same thing. And I've had to work in a house that doesn't have a space for an office, that doesn't have a specialized desk area for me to sit at. I never have. We just, we have 2 kids, and our house just isn't set up for that. And so when I do work at home, generally on the weekends or something, if I'm going to write an article or help get a video put out, I sit at our kitchen table and I'll just open my Chromebook and work from there. But for long periods, if I'm going to be working for 7-8 hours a day, I really need something better, a better setup. But I also don't want a setup that's going to take over our kitchen or take over our dining room. And I feel like there's probably a lot of you in that same scenario. You don't have an office space. You don't have a dedicated desk that is meant for a workstation. So you need something that you can pack up and put away. Because for me, that has been a huge difference maker thus far in this whole process. The ability to basically pull everything out of this bag, set up a desktop, get work done, be in work mode. And then when I put it all away, I can go back to being at home and not letting those lines get too blurred. So we want to just go through and show you this. And then, just being absolutely candid here, we've done a video about a desktop setup basically in a bag, and it's been updated a little bit. What I use now is a little different. I think it's better than what it was in that older video, but that older video is fine too. We'll link it in the description if you want to go check it out. And we'll put links to the stuff that we can find for products, but that's just not what we're here to do. I really feel like this could be a helpful thing for a lot of you to just see and go, why did you do this? And no, that really helps save space, or that makes the whole thing a lot better, or whatever. Hopefully it can help you in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a specific product or just a way that I went about setting stuff up that allows you to be more productive at home and to remember to keep that line between work and home so that you just don't go absolutely insane. So let's get it out of the bag and take a look at what I got set up. Okay, so here's my bag, and this isn't set up or staged. I literally packed my stuff up after working today, and we're filming in the evenings right now, just, social distancing and whatnot. So I'm gonna get in here and get my stuff out. So one of the main updates, and you've probably seen our video, hopefully, is the new Logitech keyboard and mouse. This has kind of been my go-to now at my desk, normally at work, and now that I'm at home, it goes with me as well there. It's super thin, super light, so it's nice to be able to carry this stuff around. But any mouse works, and honestly, any wireless keyboard or wired keyboard for that matter would work in this setup. It's not like I'm doing anything special. It's just nice to have a keyboard that has Chrome specific keys. In this bag, we have a quick, this has been one of my favorite little things to have around. It's lightweight aluminum, but it is an expandable laptop stand. And I will get to why this thing is so crucially important in just a second when we get it set up. But boom, it's ready to go. Obviously, at the center of all of it, we have a Chromebook. Again, it doesn't have to be a Pixelbook Go. Any Chromebook will do. And honestly, any Windows laptop or Mac will do here too. Let's be honest here. This isn't just a Chromebook setup. So this is my external monitor. I think this one, we have a couple of these floating around. This one is by Lepal. Yep. And we've talked about it in some other videos before. It's been fantastic. It just looks good out of the box. The stand is magnetic, and so it's simple to set up. So a lot of this stuff you'll note is all about simplicity, quickness, ease of use. I don't want to have to pull this stuff out and do a bunch of tinkering to get everything to work. I just want to open it up and get to work. And then the last thing I've been using at home, just because our dining room table isn't set up in a place where I've got a wall outlet, but it's kind of behind me. And so then you'd have a cable kind of strung up and it'd be really awkward. So what I've been doing is charging my battery. This is the Rev Power. It's got 20,100 milliamp hour. Anyway, a USB Type-C charging brick. This one has been less cantankerous with Chromebooks than some of the ones we've messed with. I plug it in, it just works. It's super simple, but I make sure and charge it up at night, and then I use it throughout the day. So honestly, pushing the screen and the laptop and the Bluetooth connections and everything The Pixelbook Go will make it through to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon normally all by itself because it's a battery champ already. But when you start pushing a secondary monitor, it's pushing power to this one. That's a lot more stress on the device. So it's nice to be able to just have this kind of sitting up underneath here. When I see it start to drain up, I'll just connect it on the side and just have an extra little bit of juice there. But that's all I've got. Yeah, that's it. Now I will say I do keep a what do you call those things? Just like a little pad down here under the keyboard and under the mouse, because sitting for long periods of the day with your hands here is kind of aggravating. In a pinch, you don't have to have them. If you can kind of scoot everything out and let your forearms rest on the desk, you can undo a lot of that stuff, but it is better for your back to kind of sit back and up, not hunch over. So it is recommended to have that kind of stuff here and let your wrist sit right at the edge of the desk. But I didn't put that in here because I don't feel like that's necessary, and I'm not really ever going to carry that stuff around in my bag, to be honest with you. I put that stuff away at home. Again, I can't stress enough how important this is, mainly for the separation of home and work. So as you see, I kind of get all this stuff out, and as I set it up, this is all stuff that can go right back in my book bag at the end of the day. And the main benefit there, again, is that when I put it away, my brain can clock out, and I can get out of work mode and not get stuck thinking about work and all that stuff when there are huge issues going on in the world right now that probably deserve some of your attention. So you want to make sure and have that. One reason that I put the laptop up here is not so that I can have some weird setup here. I could obviously put this down, and you could skip some of this. Like I could get rid of these two pieces and just kind of have this set up here, hooking the monitor over to the Chromebook. Especially if you have a Chromebook or a laptop that has a great keyboard and trackpad. Over time, longer periods of work, I prefer to have a mouse for, text and stuff like that. So I'm already going to be putting a mouse on there. I like having a keyboard away too, so that I can kind of get the screens out of my face a little bit. And it's weird to me to have a laptop set up and then have a second screen like over here. I feel like I'm turning versus having these back a little bit and just kind of in front of my face. But as you can see with Chromebooks, and I'm not going to make this look real pretty. I do spend a couple more minutes normally doing this, but I'm going to hook that there, hook this into there, and we're already set up. And like I said, this monitor out of the box, the benefit here is that it's got a menu toggle here, but it's also got just a brightness slider. I can just bring it up to 70–80%. And we're pretty much on par. Colors look really good on it. It's a little lighter. It's a bluer shifted, and you could adjust that if you want, but for working, for me, it's been fine. It doesn't look so far off of my normal display that it's gonna hamper my ability to do work. But having the laptop up on this stand gives it a more vertical layout, so I can actually bring it closer. So it's a 13.3 inch device. If I had it down on the desk at this closeness, it's gonna push into here. My keyboard's going to be here, and this is no good. So to be able to kind of get stuff back, but not have to move the monitor back, especially on a 13.3 inch device. I worked one day with a 15 inch Acer Chromebook, and it didn't bother me to kind of have it away a little bit. But this whole setup allows me to kind of pull that one back, bring this one up forward. I kind of have myself centered between the two screens, and I'm set up already for a multi-monitor setup, multi-monitor desktop. And again, like the Logitech, I'm just going to turn these on. This is Bluetooth. Where's my cursor at? Where you at? Oh, there you go. Cursor's already working. The keyboard's already paired up. There's no issue with it whatsoever. And if you go back and look at our review, that was the main selling point of these two. Like, I don't know what Logitech did, but they made the Bluetooth just incredibly, incredibly stable on this. And so now I've got a multi-monitor desktop setup that I pulled out and chatted through while I'm doing it, and had it set up in just a few minutes. And at the end of it, I can unplug it all. I can put it all back in my bag, and I can get it out of the way. And I can't stress again how important that part of it is, especially in this time where we're going to be working in places we're not used to working. The day comes when all this is done and you're back to working in your office. You can keep all this set up. You can keep all this stuff here right in front of you and use it to allow yourself to work in different places, because sometimes being a slave to your desk isn't great either, especially if you have a job where you're allowed to go work other places. This kind of setup could be used at your desk every day if you wanted. You could take your entire desktop with you if you want. And so that's kind of the benefit of this, but especially in the time we're in right now, I think this is highly beneficial. If you don't buy any of the stuff that I'm using here, I don't care. I just hopefully am giving you thought process that you can work through and go, oh, I didn't think about that, and moving the keyboard back, and oh yeah, you want to have it back and maybe put your forearms down, or yeah, having two screens is beneficial, and it is better to have a USB Type-C one that doesn't need extra power. And oh yeah, I didn't think about a power brick instead of having to string a cable across my living room or whatever. Hopefully something in this helped you. And if it did, please go down there and give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be alerted when we make future videos just like this one. Be safe out there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.